Hello, and thank you for watching Tropical Topics. My name is Etta Lopresti, and I'm with the Indian River County Emergency Management Division. Did you know that more than half of all U.S. households have a companion animal? Emergencies come in many forms, and they may require anything from a brief absence from your home to even a permanent evacuation. The best thing you can do for yourself and your pets is to have a plan. Our topic today is pets in disaster, which is a very important topic. We saw what happened during Hurricane Katrina. And with me today is Ilka Daniel, the Director of Animal Protective Services with the Humane Society of Vero Beach in Indian River County. Welcome, Ilka, and thank you for being here.
Hi, Etta. It's exciting. Thank you for having us.
Well, research tells us that 61% of pet owners say they would refuse to evacuate if they can't take their pet with them. And we saw this during Hurricane Katrina. And in fact, that's one of the things that inspired us to write a pet-friendly shelter plan. Can you tell me what some of the options are for our residents who live in an evacuation area?
I'd be glad to. We see how tremendous the impact can be on families that have pets that haven't made prior plans. So planning is very, very important. And many times we hear that an animal can't be taken along because they haven't made those plans and they may be uncertain of what they're facing. If they plan prior to a disaster, both for something that can happen suddenly as an emergency or something in the event of a hurricane, they can successfully evacuate with their pets. The options that they have are numerous. They can go to a family member or a friend. They can also evacuate to a hotel. They can evacuate outside of the area that's being impacted. And many hotels will actually waive their pet policy if they have pet restrictions once a disaster has been declared. And that's the important part. Once that declaration has been issued, they certainly will allow pets in most of the facilities if they call ahead and plan for that.
And that's so wonderful to have an option for your pet. And we also have a pet-friendly shelter, is that correct?
We do. We have a pet-friendly shelter in Indian River County. We're very, very excited and thankful that we have it. It's taken a number of years of planning, and it's a wonderful facility. And the pet-friendly shelter is located on 81st Street, just west of 66th Avenue, which is about 5 miles outside of town.
And that's Liberty Magnet School?
It's the Liberty Magnet School. And the shelter is a shelter of last resort. It's for those residents that really do not have any other options for safely evacuating with their pets.
Well, it's good to have that option available. Who is eligible to seek shelter at the pet-friendly shelter? I know not just everyone can go there.
Yeah, it truly is for those residents that live in flood zones, in evacuation zones. They may not have a home that's safe, that may not be able to withstand the actual event that's occurring. Mm-hmm. So it's for those people that truly have no other options because space is very limited.
Well, and just to repeat what our evacuation areas are, those would be those folks who live on the barrier island, those that are east of US 1, those in an area that's known to flood, and mobile homes. So that's a great option for them to have. What kind of pets can be accepted at the pet-friendly shelter?
We accept companion animals at the pet-friendly shelter. Unfortunately, we cannot accept exotics or those animals that require a special permit. Other animals that may not be accepted are animals that pose a health or a safety risk to others.
Okay.
So we would encourage those owners to make prior plans for their other pets.
So an example of a companion pet would be dog, cat, bird,
some
hamster,
of the smaller pocket pets, those
okay.
types of things, yes.
And pre-registration is required, is that true? And
pre-registration is really crucial. Indian River County has over 160,000 animals. So when you think of that, that's a very, very large population of pets that we need to plan for.
Yes, it's very important to pre-plan so that you can get your resources in order and know how many staff members you would need and so forth. So I could certainly understand that. Do pet owners have to show any kind of proof of vaccinations or the health of their pet?
Yes, we do. We ask that they show proof of rabies vaccination, a current rabies vaccination, and that they bring that with them, and that they also have a copy of that in their to-go pack for their pets.
Okay.
They can consult with their veterinarian, because we do encourage that all their other vaccinations be up to date, simply because they will be exposed to other animals, and we'd want them to have as much immunity as possible.
Exactly. It's important that they're all healthy.
Yeah.
And how would one go about pre-registering for the pet-friendly shelter?
They can contact the Humane Society. They can come visit the shelter itself at 6230 77th Street, or they can contact us through our website, which is www.hsvb.org, where they can download the application. They can mail it in, so they can do it either in person, electronically, or by mail.
Yeah, lots of options there, and make it easy for them to do. The pet-friendly shelter houses both evacuees and their pets. Can you explain how that arrangement is going to work?
Well, we're very fortunate that our community has partnered both with the Emergency Operations Center, the Red Cross, and the Humane Society in putting together this collaborative effort. Liberty Magnet School will be a partnership where the Red Cross will be caring for the people that will be sheltering there. The Humane Society and Indian River County Animal Control will be caring for the pets. They'll be overseeing that. Individuals will be required to care for their own pets, though. But
so
they will
it
have
would be nice to know that they're under the same roof as their pet anyway,
Yes.
and they can visit them at any time, so that's great. Pet owners who shelter at Liberty Magnet are responsible for the care of their own pets, like you
Yes.
suggested. Can you explain the kinds of items that they should bring with them, or that they're required to bring with them?
Sure. There actually is everything that they will need to shelter with their pets is what they're required to bring. We ask that they pack a special to-go pack. A backpack makes a great to-go pack for a pet. In that you can put your pet food, your pet's medications, anything your pet may need, collars, leashes, bedding, toys, all those things that it's going to take to keep your pet happy and content while you're sheltering there, and plan for at least a week's worth of supplies when you do come.
And that brings up another point as well, that it's good to have that to-go pack ready to go for any kind of disaster, or even if you decide to shelter in place in your own home. It's important that you remember your pet and have extra water and extra food and supplies for your pet as well. So that's very important. You were part of the disaster animal response team, and you've worked many disasters. Can you explain that to us and the kinds of experiences that you've had?
I'd be glad to. Actually, the first disaster I was exposed to was when I was in my late teens, and it was a barn fire in Pennsylvania. And we were fortunate enough to get the animals out of the barn. It involved horses and cattle, and also some pigs. We were able to get those animals out. Fast forwarded to moving to Florida, and in 1991, I worked for a local veterinarian where we responded to Hurricane Andrew, which was truly devastating. We had all the collaborative effort with all the veterinarians in Indian River County, where 27 offices were collecting food and supplies. So for about a 3-month period, we were going down once weekly to try to assist in the efforts, and that really showed us the impact that being separated from their pets and that families face when they lose their animals.
Yeah, that's great. People helping people, and all of us working together. Now, over 6,000 animals were rescued and 400 were reunited with their owners. An estimated 600,000 pets were left without shelter or killed during Hurricane Katrina. And I know that's inspired a lot of our disaster planning efforts. What can you tell us about your experiences with Hurricane Katrina, and especially how important it is to have identification for your pet to allow that reunification process?
Yeah. National statistics in pets being reunited with their owners are actually pretty grim. We look at, out of 100 cats, less than 2 are returned to their owners without identification. Statistics are a little bit better for dogs. About 15 out of 100 dogs are able to be reunited with their owners.
That's still a very low
number. So identification is crucial, and that's one of the hugest challenges that we face. We did respond to Katrina. On the Mississippi side, we were in, the Humane Society has a disaster response team, and we responded to Hattiesburg, Mississippi. But we had over 900 pets that we knew the majority of were owned animals. Unfortunately, a lot of those were strays and were never reunited with their owners for lack of identification. So it's crucial.
And what forms of identification would you recommend? Which ones are more successful than others?
We actually recommend several forms of identification, simply because there truly is no one that meets all requirements.
Yeah, I guess if you had multiple forms, that would increase your chances of reunification.
Yes. Pet ID tags are invaluable, simply because a lot of our offices, if we have our county license tags, or if we have a tag on our collar, you may not be able to reach that office after 5 p.m. or during the weekend. So we recommend definitely your county license tag as a means of identification. Also a free pet ID tag, which we issue with the Humane Society. They can come in and get one of those free of charge anytime they wish. That's tied to a 24-hour hotline.
Oh, that's great.
And then last but not least is microchipping. Because again, a microchip, which is a tiny rice-size implant, and it's not painful for the animal to receive. It's given just like an injection is.
And that's something that can't fall off or be lost in the process.
Can't fall off. It's something that has a barcode in it, that when an animal is brought into a facility, such as an animal control facility, a veterinary practice, or a humane society, that's positive identification. And another thing that we recommend in our If You Go, They Go pamphlet, which is a complete pamphlet they can pick up at the Humane Society or here at the Emergency Operations Center, it has an entire list of things that people should do and people should have handy. And along with that is the microchipping information, the pet ID tag information.
Who does the microchipping?
Your veterinarian.
Okay.
When you go in to visit your vet for your annual vaccines, or a good thing to do before disaster, hurricane season, is to go in and visit your veterinarian and have that microchip implanted, because it is
that's
invaluable.
a great idea, helping people get back with their pets.
It is.
You have provided us with some very valuable information with regards to our pets and planning for disaster. In closing, could you please tell our viewers what they can do if their pet is lost?
Yes. The first few days are extremely crucial in being reunited with your pet. The other thing that we recommend is don't give up. If you're 1, 2, or even 3 weeks out, don't give up looking for your pet. What they need to do is they need to contact the Humane Society immediately and file a lost report. And we're going to ask a series of questions, from everything to describing their animal to what their animal's habits are, so that we can assist them in finding their pet. We also, on our website, have lost found forms that you can download that are actually like bulletins, where you can insert your pet's picture, you can post your neighborhood.
That's great.
It is. We recommend they contact animal control, put an ad in your local newspaper. The Press Journal will put an ad in the paper for them, put an ad on Craigslist. So there are a number of things that they can do, but most importantly is to have that identification on their.
And I like what you say about not giving up, because I've heard of cases where dogs and cats are reunited with their owners years later. So never give up. I wanted to go ahead and show you the pamphlet, If You Go, They Go. And as Ilka said, it's available at the Humane Society, or you can come by the Emergency Operations Center on 43rd Avenue. I'd like to thank you for being here, and you've given us lots of information about pets and disaster.